Long before Rome, before pyramids crowned the desert sky, there was a land between two rivers, Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Here, kings reigned, cities breathed, and the first debts were recorded. Not debts of silver, not debts of grain, but debts to the gods. On clay tablets pressed by reed and fire, scribes etched harvests and floods, wars and treaties. But buried among them were warnings. For when men failed to honor the divine, the gods collected. And the price was always catastrophic. Above the plains rose the Ziggurats, stairways of brick climbing from earth to heaven. They were not mere temples, they were monuments of repayment. Layer upon layer, stone upon stone, a bridge of debt built skyward. At dawn, smoke curled from altars. Incense drifted like whispers to the heavens. Priests, accountants of the divine, measured offerings as carefully as bankers measure coin. Because here, a missed ritual was no small error. It was a breach of contract, a failure in the cosmic ledger. And when men defaulted, the gods answered with storms, with famine, with war. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk sought eternal life. Why? Because he believed death itself was mankind's greatest debt, a burden no king could escape. He battled monsters, crossed seas of death, spoke with gods. But at the end, Gilgamesh was told, "No man may live forever. Your debt is mortality itself." And so he returned to Uruk, not with immortality, but with stone, walls raised higher than the desert winds, labor itself given as offering to the ages. His quest failed, but his story endured, carved in clay. A reminder, no debt is heavier than the debt of life. But sometimes the debt piled too high. Sometimes men grew arrogant, and when they did, the gods collected. The flood myth tells of Enlil, lord of storm and wind. He looked upon mankind and saw corruption, noise, defiance, a neglect of duty. And so he loosed the waters. Not a river's swell, but a drowning of the world itself. Only one man, Utnapishtim, was warned. A boat built, animals gathered, the waters rose, and when they fell, the debt was settled in lives. A tale older than Noah, older than the Bible, first whispered in Mesopotamia. The Ziggurats still crumble in the dust. The clay tablets still whisper their warnings. And from Gilgamesh to the flood, one truth echoed across the rivers. The gods always collected. The only question was when. But while Mesopotamia carved its debts in clay, across the ocean another people kept their own ledger, written not in stone, but in blood. The Maya. And what they owed would demand a darker price. If you would follow this trail deeper into the ledger, subscribe now, for the next chapter opens a door to sacrifice, time, and the blood-stained debts of kings. The ledger is never closed.
And the debt always collects.
If you would walk further into the mysteries, subscribe now.
For the story is not over. It has only just begun.